Welcome to The Explainer. You know, if you've been following the tech world at all, you know something huge is happening in artificial intelligence. But what we're seeing in 2025, it's not just another innovation cycle. It is a full-blown gold rush. It's an explosion of new companies that are set to completely change the very fabric of software. So let's get right into it.
Okay, let's just start with the headline number, because it is absolutely staggering. In just the first quarter of 2025, AI and machine learning startups pulled in a historic $73.6 billion in venture capital. That's the highest quarterly total ever. And this isn't just pocket change for adding a few new features. We're talking about the kind of capital that underwrites a complete re-architecting of our digital world. And you know, investors and people in the industry have found the perfect metaphor for this moment. They're calling it a Cambrian explosion. Just like that period in Earth's history when life just exploded into countless new forms, we are now seeing this unbelievable burst of new AI companies. Each one is finding its own unique role, its own niche in a brand new ecosystem. It's all about speed, and it's all about diversity.
So to help us make sense of all this, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with the big picture of this gold rush. Then we'll dive into the new AI economy. From there, we'll meet this new digital workforce of AI agents, check out the tools they use, and finally, take a look at what the future competitive landscape is shaping up to be.
All right, so first up, the gold rush itself. The really key thing to get here is that this record-smashing amount of cash isn't just funding, bells and whistles. It is funding entirely new kinds of companies, built from the ground up with AI at their very, very core.
So what's actually driving this? I mean, what's behind this incredible explosion? Well, our analysis shows that the market is really evolving along three foundational trends. You can think of them as the pillars of this new AI economy.
And here they are, the three pillars. First, you have what's called the agentic shift, removing from passive tools to active AI that can do things. Second is verticalization. This is all about creating super specialized AI for specific industries. And third, you've got the picks and shovels gold rush, all the essential tools and infrastructure that everyone else needs to build. These three categories, they're the key to understanding everything.
Let's just pause on this term agentic AI for a second, because it really captures the biggest shift that's happening right now. We are moving way beyond AI that just answers a question for you. We're now talking about autonomous systems that can reason, that can plan, and that can execute really complex jobs. So think less like a smart calculator and more like a proactive digital employee. So let's zoom in on that first pillar, the rise of the agents. This is really the frontier of the AI revolution. This is where companies aren't just building software anymore. They are literally creating a new digital workforce. Let's meet a few of the key players here.
And you simply cannot talk about agentic AI without talking about Devin. Devin comes from a company called Cognition AI, and it's being hailed as the world's first fully autonomous AI software engineer. The demos that came out in 2025 showed this genuine leap forward in what AI agents can do, and it grabbed the entire industry's attention.
And you can see the market's conviction in the numbers. After Devin crushed a major coding benchmark, Cognition AI's valuation just skyrocketed from $350 million to $4 billion in less than a year. And they're already moving to consolidate power, buying up smaller startups in the space like Windsurf.
But look, this isn't just about coding. The agentic trend is spreading everywhere. You've got companies like Atomic Work, which is using agents to build a new kind of IT service desk for big companies, directly challenging the old guard like ServiceNow. And then you have something like Emergent, backed by Y Combinator, which is all about making technology accessible to everyone, letting you build an app just by describing what you want it to do.
Now, for every single company on the frontier building agents, there's a whole ecosystem of startups popping up just to support them. And that brings us to our other two pillars, the essentials, picks and shovels, and the super specialized vertical solutions.
These are kind of the unsung heroes of the gold rush. You've got SuperMaven offering code completion that's 3 times faster with a massive 1 million token context window. You have OpenRouter, which is like a universal remote for AI, letting you tap into hundreds of different models. And then there's Composio, which gives agents the skills they need to actually use thousands of other tools and APIs.
These are the foundational pieces that let everyone else build amazing things so quick.
And this really highlights a critical trend right now. As these big, general, do-everything AI models like GPT-5 become more like commodities, the real, defensible value, the long-term businesses, are being built in vertical-specific AI. Startups are creating deep competitive moats by going all in on solving the unique, messy problems of a single industry, like healthcare or finance.
So check this out. There's a startup called Confido Health, building AI agents for healthcare paperwork and administration. And their pricing model is brilliant. Instead of some flat monthly fee, they charge $20 per hour for their AI agent. This directly frames the AI's value right against the cost of human labor, which makes the return on investment crystal clear for any hospital or clinic.
So how does this all translate into actual money? Well, let's follow the value chain. A developer tool like SuperMaven might bring in about $120,000 a year for every 1,000 users. An agentic platform, like Emergent, maybe $2.4 million. But then look at the specialized vertical solution, Confido Health, an estimated $20 million. The takeaway here is incredibly clear. The value you can capture absolutely skyrockets the closer you get to solving a specific, high-value business problem. Okay, so we've seen the explosion, we've analyzed the different kinds of players. Now let's zoom back out and look at the big picture. What are the challenges and what are the opportunities that are going to define the future of this new AI landscape?
Well, the main conflict that's shaping the market is this classic showdown, startups versus incumbents. The startups, they're nimble, they're focused, they're hungry, but they face this brutal competition for funding and for top talent. On the other side, you've got the tech giants. They have almost unlimited capital, troves of data, and massive distribution channels, and believe me, they are moving fast to bake AI into all of their existing products.
But even with all that competition, the crazy pace of change is constantly creating new white space, new opportunities for innovation. The next frontiers are already coming into focus. I'm talking about things like an agentic mesh, basically an operating system for managing thousands of AIs inside a single company. Or physical AI, applying all these agentic concepts to real-world robots in manufacturing and construction. Or even AI dedicated to speeding up fundamental science, like discovering new drugs or material.
And all of this brings us to one final, really provocative question. It's one being asked by the famous accelerator Y Combinator. With these incredibly powerful new AI agents, with this new level of leverage, could a small, super efficient team of just 10 people build a company with the scale and impact of a Google? Could the next giant of tech be a company of 10? That is the truly disruptive potential we're all left to think about in this incredible new era.